Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to introduce Akoma Ntoso. It's a very strange word, but there is story that I will present you. So first of all, let me say that Akoma Ntoso is a vocabulary open standard for annotating legal sources, judgment, law, bill, parliament acts, and the community of legal informatics started since the 90s to investigate how to foster the technologies of open data to improve accessibility of legal sources in open data, because we believe that transparency is a pillar of a democracy, but also to the participation of the citizen in the democratic debates, but mostly also for reuse this kind of data inside of application, because norms, law, tables, budget is a very valuable part of all legal informatics, but also informatics applications. So you can see that the legal informatics community started with the web and then moved to open data. And now we move to analyze also model the workflow inside of a parliament, not only in the publication. So open data sometimes is focused on the last step of the publication, but we want to anticipate the activities in open way inside of a parliament. And last but not least, obviously, we are now in the year of artificial intelligence, so we need to investigate also this integration. Let me say that the community is very large. The free access and law movement is a very worldwide movement, touching all the countries, regions from Australia to South Africa, Africa, and Latin America. And you can see we are very big community, live and kicking. So, and but there is a but. Artificial intelligence era apparently gives the illusion that open data is died because we don't need open data, no semantics. You can jump directly from the text to ChatGPT or LLM and not taking care what is in the middle, because obviously large language models are capable to catch any part of a legal discourse more or less in a similar way. It's true. No, it's not true. We have a lot of hallucination inside of a legal domain, especially in the normative references. And Article 3 is misleading with Article 13 because it's the last one characters of divergency. So this is a big problem in the community because especially technical people believe that we can abandon totally open data and XML, for instance, or RDF. This is a very important report that I would like to remark to you. This is a movement called Rules Code, and technical people have the aim to use ChatGPT or LLM in general to jump from the policy of the government directly to the Python, passing through other coding and to reverse in the legal language. So this is a very risky for the democracy, for the collection of many powers in a code to crystallize in the Python or in the code norms that usually be flexible to the evolution of the society. Is a characteristic basic of the norms to adapt the norms to the and this report is very important because remark the fact that using this approach, using LLM and no structured open data with semantic, these instruments try to manipulate the human being and convincing them of the correctness of their argumentation. So in the legal domain, this is a big risk. So there are other critical issues to use plain text or PDF or simply in artificial intelligence, especially large language model, because we lose the structure of the document of law, we lose the references, we lose temporal and metadata of jurisdiction. UK legislation is divided many jurisdiction according to the kingdoms, but also not Australia as well. And so we lose totally this kind of so important metadata. And we risk really with the AI and large language model to have a black box, plain text jump into the result and no in the middle capable to explain what happened. So for these reasons, the European Commission launched a new approach, not rules as a code, because law is not only rules, but law as a code or a platform better, in order to have in the middle semantic annotation of the text structure in a XML language, many methodology in the middle for explaining at the end the results, and so avoid as much as possible the black box. So we use Akoma Ntoso, and Akoma Ntoso integrated in hybrid AI model, where AI is integrated with the semantic web, with legal XML, so XML open data, and in case also data analytics, in other words, statistics analysis. This is our approach, and we have a legal document serialized in Akoma Ntoso, put in connection, technically speaking, with the ontology, any kind of ontologies that you like, rules, annotation, and link with RuleML in case of LegalDocML, that is a specific dialect of LegalDocML, is a dialect of rules. And Akoma Ntoso is a pillar of this vision. What is Akoma Ntoso? Akoma Ntoso is African word. We are very proud to maintain, even if someone strongly suggested us to change in English, and we say no, because Akoma Ntoso means in Akan language linked art, and is a symbol of the parliament. So it's very important concept. Linked art create parliaments, and was created in 2008 with the funds of UN, and is a vocabulary not simply XML, but is a methodology for capturing legal semantics inside of any kind of type of legal documents, from the parliament's reporting transcript to the others. So can you also check in my society, use Akoma Ntoso for Shakespeare serialization? So we have also in my society many grand jury testimony, and it is very powerful. It's so powerful that we can see that Akoma Ntoso is linked with ontology-oriented approach, document-oriented approach, not data, not single piece of data, because in legal domain, if you extract an article, it's not enough. Penalties without the rights is nothing, and obligation without penalties is not nothing. So we need all the document and all the structure, and we have a strong metadata for persistent over the time of the information. This is how Akoma Ntoso looks like. Is a part of a metadata separated totally by the content. The content is voted by the parliament. Nobody can touch it, and the metadata are not mixed with the content, because the content is a king at the end, signed with a digital signature, non-modifiable, and persistent, authentic over the time. So we can manage with the proof ontology, the provenance. And we can manage also legislative process with Akoma Ntoso. We can track all the change and the step in the legislative process. This is very nice for e-participation. So citizen can check in which step is the bill and why is blocked. And this is a very powerful for participation of the citizen in the democratic debates. We have different grades of compliance, is a standard of OASIS with the specification, and we choose and pick up which grade you want. So basic, medium, of advanced level. So you can start since today to apply Akoma Ntoso in your project. And Akoma Ntoso is good for many scenarios, legislative drafting, in ontology, translation in 25 languages in the European level, 6 languages in UN, amending the track change, consolidation of the text over the time, cooperative work between institutions, e-participation, that visualization, data analysis, And it's a good input data for AI tools, interoperability between databases, and finally, it's good for have the master copy for the official gazette. So XML is a master copy and the rendering in any kind of an other format like PDF or HTML as we want. This is an example. University of Bologna created large databases, open. You can open everything. And an Italian law, European law, Court of Constitution of Italy, bills, and on the everything is in Akoma Ntoso in heterogeneous database of XML, and you can query with artificial intelligence tools using embedding the semantics of these. We won a prize the last July. A lot of metadata are in Akoma Ntoso. You have only the choice or which one you want to populate, and everything is available in easy way, and the structure is compatible with RDF. There is a tool developed by Fabio Vitali that extracts automatically these in RDF. Normative references are super important because in legal domain, the normative in time, a point in time are fundamental, and Akoma Ntoso has a mechanism based on FRBR ontology to link the appropriate version of the law, so not to mislead the version, and also in multilingual scenario. This is a FIO that you can imagine different alphabets, not Latin. We need to have a reference to the point B in any language, but obviously B in Arabic is not B, and in Hellenic is another, and Akoma Ntoso is capable to do so in easy way. Many, I know the time, many application, it is possible to consolidate in semi-automatic way. This is an Albania. Track the modification in the portal. This is Albania Parliament portal. This is Uruguay. All the success story of Akoma Ntoso in many countries. Nowadays, Akoma Ntoso is official standard for all the institutions of European level and or UN, all the agencies of UN. And how not to mention UK. UK was the first National Archives. My friend John Sheridan catch the potentiality of Akoma Ntoso, transforming all the legislation and the case law in Akoma Ntoso semantic web annotated in RDF inside. And many other US, Italy, Senate, and very news of this year, also Gazette of Italy, Norma Rete, finally is in Akoma Ntoso available in open data. So for everyone. And Library of Chile, integrated with RDF and Wikipedia, Luxembourg Gazette, also Switzerland Federal Gazette, Constitutional Court, and so. So conclusions. Please use Akoma Ntoso. It's very powerful. We can create an open data structure available for research, for e-government services, for integration of different resources, but most important, to improve democracy and e-participation. Thank you so much.